This is the redesigned Lexus RX 350 F Sport. This is the 5th generation of the RX, starting way back in 1998. Now you can see with this 5th generation, wasn't a massive change, but most of the changes did happen up front. They gave it a new front fascia with this extended nose portion here. Then they changed the hood to a clamshell style hood. Other than that, they just kind of softened some of the lines, some of the angles, and some of the points. So I feel that it's got a little bit more relaxed look to it, but it does look aggressive at certain angles. And that should appeal to the younger crowd along with those loyal Lexus owners. Now let's take a look at the changes to your powertrain system, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what you get in that F Sport trim package. For this redesign, gone is the V6 engine. It has been replaced by a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder that'll give you 275 horsepower and 317 foot-pounds of torque. It's tied to an 8-speed transmission. You can go 0 to 60 in about 7.3 seconds. Now your fuel economy is going to come in at 21 in the city, 28 on the highway, with an average of 24 miles per gallon. But we achieved a different number during our real-world mile per gallon test. So with the F Sport trim, you get this blacked out grille and you get this air curtain that comes through the backside here to help cool the brakes off. But let's get to the most important part of this, the F Sport badge. That means everything to this car. Power, speed, handling, makes it all good. Just kidding. Now this is the really important stuff on this trim. You get an opposing 6-piston braking system right from the track to your RX. And then behind that, you have an adaptive suspension system to give you that perfect Lexus ride. Now here's something amazing. It's 1 inch wider. They didn't increase the length at all, but the wheelbase is 3 inches longer. No, that's not the amazing thing. This is what the amazing thing is. They increased the cargo space by 13.5 cubic feet. 13.5, can you believe that? That is amazing. So let's go check that out. Let's check out this cargo area. Since they increased it from 16 cubic feet in the previous model up to 29.6 cubic feet. It's gotta be massive in here. Look at that room and the space back here. This is huge. Looks like you've got buttons to drop the second row seats right there. That's cool. And you got a little first aid kit right here. You do have the cargo cover here that just slides out and locks in place. That's pretty awesome. And then you put that back, and it does come out very easy. Just real quick, you have right here, you grab, you pull this way, and it just pops out. Pretty awesome. So for the cargo space, you are looking at the 29.6 cubic feet. And then when you drop the second row, now they don't fold perfectly flat, as you can see, but that does increase your cargo space to 46.2 cubic feet. Okay, so let's go take a look at the front. First, we'll start right here with the door panels. Of course, you do have Alcantara right here. Mark Levinson stereo system is awesome. This is all soft touch injection molding plastic. This is the same thing here. Here we have nice soft touch leather. Do have giant door pockets. It'll hold a 32-ounce water bottle. Then we'll move over here. Now this Does have the F Sport badging right there. You do have powered seats with lumbar, and look at these sport seats. These are the Lexus RX 350 sport seats, and they are pretty nice. There are a lot of different materials that you can get throughout the lineup, but these are very good. Now, one thing I am going to point out, these are very thick. They are very tight and really bolstered, and it is a tight fit in this section right here. So if you are a larger person, you may have a little problem there, might be a little too tight on your sides. If you're a smaller person, it's probably just perfect. Take a quick look at the dash and we'll get in, we'll fire it up so you can see how everything works. It's just a beautiful car. It is all black on the interior of this one, but it doesn't look too bad. Nice little breakups with some of the aluminum materials and chrome materials in here. That's a nice little chime. It's not overpowering or anything. So there is the passenger door, and these door handles right here, you actually push the button in and then push the door open. If you push it and wait, it's not going to open the door. So you have to push it, hold it as you push it in, push the door open. The emergency out, I will show you guys in the back seat. And then you've got, there's your Mark Levison up there, your Alcantara up top. It does have this nice little kind of aluminum look to it. The vents are pretty nice. They work really well. I do like how this kind of sweeps from here all the way around the dash. I like the way that is. It kind of makes you feel like you're in a cockpit. You do have heads-up display, which you can see really well. On this one, it is very bright. Let me see if I can make it a little more clear. There we go. It does all of your navigation. It does all of your driver assistance functions, including adaptive cruise like this. If you want to turn on, off, all of that stuff happens up on this screen. And then you can change it to change what your display looks like. Same thing on the left side of your steering wheel. You press, this is your menu button, which then brings up your stereo functions on there. And then you can make those adjustments up, down, change your track, whatever, but it's all done on there. Okay, here is the driver's display. It's pretty nice, pretty basic. You know, you've got your temperature readings on the left, you've got your gas tank on the right, and then your speedometer and your miles per gallon there in the center. Down at the bottom, you have your trip, which is down here, and the button for it is over on this side. And then you got your distance to empty on your tank. Temperature and your clock on there, so it's got a lot of stuff on there. That's pretty awesome. This is a really nice system. I do like it. First off, your start-stop button for the engine is up here on this corner, and it's very easy to see. A lot of people tuck it down here, and then you can't hardly see them, but they did a good job with this here. I like this is all like one screen, but the climate control is all across the bottom, all automatic. You have auto for your climate control. You also have auto for your heated and cooled seats, auto for your steering wheel, and same thing with the passengers. So that's pretty cool. This has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I believe that it's standard across the board, which is a new thing for Lexus. I don't think it used to be standard. The one thing is cool is, okay, with the dots here, if you know Android Auto, use the dots there. Then you have your Lexus tab. When you click on the Lexus tab, it takes you back to their interface. So in their interface, if you want to change functions with the car, like the drive mode, this is where you do that. I would prefer it if they had a button down on the screen down here somewhere, or somewhere else, or maybe on the steering wheel instead of inside the entertainment system or infotainment system. But that's where you change that there. So we'll take a look and see what it looks like when we change those. So this is what it looks like in normal. Here is Eco. just basically about the same. Go back to normal. Yeah, pretty much the same. Sport though, there it moves the tachometer up top and your speeds there are still in the middle, kind of different. And then you do have a custom setting. And inside that custom setting, you can adjust the powertrain how you want it, suspension, steering, and apparently your air conditioning. So that's pretty awesome. You do have ambient lighting in here, so you can change those colors. We'll go down here, you got your vents and your hazard right here. Up underneath here, you kind of have a little cubby, or you can just slide your cell phone up in there. It'll fit in there just perfect. My wife actually kept her sunglasses up in there. And then you do have this sliding compartment right here. It does have two USB connections in there, one C and one A. And then you do have a wireless charging pad right here if you want to use that. And then it looks like you could probably put a water bottle or another cup there if you wanted to. All right, so here is the shifter. Now, it looks like a traditional shifter, but it's actually not. So to put this one in gear, you have to push over and up for reverse. If you just press over, it goes to neutral, and then you want to go drive, you pull down. It goes to drive. Then if you want manual, while you're in drive, you pull down. And then it puts it into manual, and you get to use your shift paddles. Pretty awesome. All right, so let's go back, park. One thing I did miss, and I forgot to tell you about, eye tracker right here. And we've been having a little bit of issue with this eye tracker, so I'm going to let you guys know that when we drive later, you're probably going to hear it going off regularly, especially if I'm looking at the camera, talking to you, and not looking directly forwards. Has a little bit of an issue. Okay, so that is what it's supposed to do, but it does seem to go off sometimes when I am still looking forward. So we'll have to see what happens when we drive later. But one thing I can tell you is it does not go off near as much as Ford's eye tracking system. Just saying. Now, the cup holders are really, really cool. So what you can do is you've got, this one is stationary. So this one, if you have a taller cup, you can put it in there and you push down and this will slide down. So I'm gonna show you. So this cup holders are even right now. So now on this side, you can actually push that down and you can see that they're not even anymore. I'll drop the keys down in there and then I'll show you when you want to bring that back up, you press this little button and whoop, there the keys come back up. It's pretty cool. I like that. That is something new I haven't seen yet. It's awesome. And now for the cool part. This is my wife's very favorite center console armrest cubby hole, if that's what you want to call it. So right here you have the button to open it up. Okay, press it, open it up. Look how deep that is. We've got a whole box of Kleenexes down in there. We've got a few other items down here, and I can put my whole hand down in there. I mean, it's like the depth of my wrist to my fingers down in there, and that's pretty good. But let's show you a pretty cool trick. Drop that down. There's a button on the other side also, so the passenger can also open it up. That's pretty awesome. That is probably one of the coolest features that I've seen in a car for a while. It's pretty innovative, and I'm very impressed by that, Lexus. Nice. Way to go. Now we're going to talk about this mirror. So this mirror is, you know, it doesn't have much outside around it, so it is very thin. It's very, very nice. I haven't had a chance to check out all the buttons underneath, but I think some of them are for your home link and that type of stuff. Now, what this does have is the digital rear view mirror. So we'll pull that, and there it is. You can see the door in the back. I'm gonna pull forward a little bit and let you guys see what this actually looks like compared to what it looks like normal. So we're gonna flip this back. Now you can see that is what it would look like normally. You can see the garage door back there. That's what it looks like normally. And then when you flip this, now you've got that taking up your entire mirror. And let me tell you, it is very hard to figure out, especially depth-wise, because that thing looks like it's right up against my car, when in all actuality, it's way back there, and I am probably about 10 feet out in front of it. I'll show you real quick. That's how far away I am from those doors. So I am not a big fan of that digital rearview mirror. Some people probably love it, but it's not my favorite. All right, and this one does come with a powered panoramic moonroof. I'm not going to open it right now because it is raining, but you can see that it goes all the way back. It does have a shade. There comes the shade, cover up, a decent speed, not extremely fast, but a good speed. Glove box it's not big, because it's got the manual in here, and this is the manual. If you guys haven't seen a manual for the Lexus, there's your manual, and it takes up the entire glove compartment. Steering wheel here, of course, this is your cruise control, and then you've got your lane centering, and then this controls all of your heads-up display buttons and everything that pops up there. It's in. Now what's cool is these are capacitive. You don't even have to touch it. You just kind of lightly graze it, and it brings up that guide, and then you go up, and you can see I am not pushing any buttons, but you can see everywhere I touch, it's moving it around. And then if you want to select it, then you actually press the button down. Pretty cool. This side's the same way. Your stereo controls, that's what that takes care of, all of that. There are your stocks for your lights, your turn signals, your wipers. In a good spot. You can see them pretty well, not too bad. You don't have to try to look around all over the place. And then over here, you set your memory seating, and you do have your gas tank and your button for your powered liftgate. Well, that is the front and everything up here. So let's hop in the back and let's check out how much room is back there. And then maybe we'll head out for a drive. All right, so let's check out the space in the back. Now, this seat is set on the easy entry, so it is slid all the way back, and you can still see that there is about a half an inch to an inch of space in front of my knees. So if this seat was actually in the position where I drive, you would probably have at least 2 to 3 inches of space. Head space, we're looking at about an inch or so. Not too bad, but if you were a little bit taller, you might kind of be scraping above here where this panoramic moonroof is, because it does drop down a little bit. But other than that, there is plenty of space back here. Now let's get a closer look of the stuff back here, and then we'll go head for a drive. You do have ventilation, you do have climate control back here, and you do have 2 USB-C ports. Door pocket is pretty good size. All of this is soft touch leather back here, Alcantara up here. This is a little bit harder soft touch plastic, and same here, but the rest of this feels really good. Back of the seats are all nice, soft, springy leather. This is what's cool about these seats back here. Check this out. Look how soft they are. These are some of the nicest seats back here to sit in if you are a passenger. Those things are really nice and soft. In the center console here, we do have 2 cup holders. Press the button right here and they flip right open. It's a little tight. That should just flip open, but it's not quite doing it on its own, but that's okay. One thing I was going to talk to you guys about is these door handles to get in and out. So they are a push button. So you're going to push the button like this, and then push the door open at the same time. If you don't do it at the same time, you press it once, it doesn't open on its own, and then you're stuck. Or it opens part way, and you can't get it the rest of the way open, and then you got to press it again and push. Now, this is for if the power system dies. This is your emergency out, is to pull the handle, 1, 2, and it opens. Give you guys a quick look right now. Here is the panoramic roof. It is a moon roof, so it does open, which is pretty cool. Here is a look at the front. Again, you can see how nice this looks all the way around. All right. There you go. All right, there's your center console buttons, your shifter. Okay, guys, that's it for the inside, outside. Let's go take this for a drive. So I forgot to mention that this color is called Grecian water, not Grecian blue like some others have been stating, but Grecian water, that is the technical name from Lexus. Now this 2023 RX 350 starts at $49,150. The F Sport trim starts at $58,350. And our tester here, with $8,000 in options and a destination fee, you're looking at $66,145. Okay guys, so that is everything about the outside and the inside. So we're gonna go take this out for a drive, but before we do that, go down, hit the subscribe button, hit it. You'll want to see all the videos we've got coming up on this car and all the other cars that we have coming in. So hit the subscribe button and I will see you out on the road. We've been driving this for about a week now, and the longer that we have driven it, the longer that we've had it, we're really starting to love it. It is an awesome car. It's very comfortable. It's just everything I think that you would want in a mid-size crossover, except for maybe the price point. That's kind of up to you and what your price point is. But, you know, other than that, the car has done a great job, and the heads-up display is just phenomenal. I don't know what else really to say about it. The braking system, I'm going to tell you right now, I thought it was ridiculous that you basically have racing brakes on this car, but it did save me the other day. It was on my way to work, and I looked down to change the volume on the steering wheel, which shows up on the head-up display. But when I looked down to touch the button, I looked back up and there was a deer right in front of me. I was able to hit the brakes and stop before the deer made impact. The deer cleared the car just in the right amount of time. So this brake system is actually very, very good, and I'm glad it was on here. Now that bing you just heard was because I was looking at you, talking to you, and not straight ahead looking at the road. I know these roads, I live here. These are my back country roads. All right, so we're going to talk about power right now, and I'm gonna pull out here and we're gonna do a quick launch. No one is coming. People coming frontwards, but there's nobody coming behind me. Now to do this, we have to switch back. This is kind of a pain. And you see how much time this takes. Switch back here, go to car, go to drive mode, go to sport. Okay, now we are in sport, and we're gonna do a little bit of a brake torque. So brake is down, accelerator's down. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. $60, all right. Really, that's not too bad. I'm really kind of impressed by that. It's supposed to be 7.3 seconds. but I think we may have gotten just a little bit faster than that. And 7.3 is really not that bad for a mid-size crossover family vehicle. You know, you just really need enough punch to pass people on the interstate when you need to. Other than that, it's really just not that important. So the acceleration is decent and good enough for this car. Some people have made comments that they thought the engine was a little too loud. I don't know about you, but I didn't hear the engine that bad. It's really not that loud. I have been in some others that were a lot louder, that basically use this exact same engine. So might be a little clues to who that is, but I did not hear that. The interior sound quality is very, very good. It is quiet. You know, we were very, very impressed by it. Now let's talk about whether you should buy this for you, for your family, maybe just for you and your spouse to take trips on. I would say yes. This car is great. It handles great, ride comfort, great. Covered all of that already because it's just great. We have actually kind of fell in love with this car. Very nice, very comfortable to drive. So, but there is one thing. If I was personally purchasing this car, I would not get the F Sport handling trim because this is just a handling trim. It's not a performance trim. I would actually get the RX 350 hybrid luxury trim. With that, it starts out at the exact same price as this F Sport trim. Plus, the hybrid version is going to give you an extra 10 miles per gallon, up to 36 miles per gallon. So that's where I would put my money, just because I could save a little on the back end on gas. So that's something to think about. But the other thing is, and I mentioned the F Sport Performance, if you would be interested in a higher performance RX, then you want to look at the RX 500H, which is the hybrid version there. That actually has the F Sport Performance package on it, and that will get you 366 horsepower. So there you're looking at probably a 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds. So that's an option for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you click subscribe. If you did like it, hit that like button. Check out and consider joining and becoming a member of OSR Garage to help support us. You will get to see the videos 2 days prior to everyone else, and you will also maybe get to help us choose our next test car. So thank you for being with me, and I will see you in the next one.